Hey there, it's Kathy Howes with Be Creative with Kathy. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to put together your November 2023 paper craft, Christmas paper craft kit, or whatever I called the class. First of all, thank you for purchasing my class. I hope you find it totally satisfactory. That's always my goal, is that you'll leave happy. And hopefully this is my first time for doing a class like this in a long time. Hopefully it goes well, and we'll do it again in February for Valentine's Day. But let's first we're going to start with your packet and this right here. Now this box, this was just kind of my little thank you gift. Now if you would have come to my home, there would have been candy in there, but I'm not into mailing candy, so you just got the box. You'll have to put your own candy in there. But let me show you real quick how to put it together. I've done all the stamping. Now you might recognize it. It's a paper pumpkin kit, but I thought it was so cute and a really nice way to say thank you for purchasing my class. So the score lines here, we're just going to fold on the score lines. And there's, of course, 4 along the bottom here. Make sure we get those nice. I'm not going to worry about these side score lines. We'll worry about those later. And then as when it's flat, I'm going to fold this top one down. And you've noticed I've done all the decorating for you. It's just a little bit of assembly. So now that we have that all folded down here, I'm going to use my paper snips. Where's my take a pic tool? I think that's better. To take that tear and tape, because there's 3 pieces of tear and tape. There's one along this tab. There's one along this tab. Hopefully I'm not gluing it to my desk. And then on the front tab, on the inside, there's one more right here. So we take all of those apart, or excuse me, all of those off. And then we hold it so the top is now at the bottom, and we're just going to fold them in like this and fold that last one over. So I fold the back over first, the one without the tear and tape on it, the 2 ends in first, and then that one and this. I don't push too hard until I have it this way, and then I can even put my hand in there. The bag's pretty big, and you seal down that bottom. So now our bottom looks nice and like that. And then here, you just take this covering off of the Velcro on the front, and then pinch these sides here so it comes together, and then just set that down, making sure your sides are lined up. Easier said than done. There we go. And then just press that down. Now, when you open your bag the first few times, be careful, because that Velcro is really sticky and you might tear your box. So just be careful the first few times that you open it. Make sure that's secure. But then after a while, your box will open up. The Velcro will kind of calm down, I guess you'd call it. Won't be quite so sticky. But there you go. That's my little thank you. Thank you for purchasing my class. Okay, let's get along with the projects. Now, you know, or I hope you know, I have done all of the stamping in my kit. Hopefully you'll do all the stamping. Well, you need to do all the stamping on your own. And I have most of it. Well, let's just see what happens. So here's the first project. Now, this I copied from Stamp with Aloha, so I need to give her all the credit. It's the little box and all the little tags. Now I have a cheat sheet here, so it looks like this, because all those little pieces make up the 5 little tags, and this is 4 out of the 4 out of the 5. The little gingerbread man's really simple compared to this. I'm gonna send you a picture of this in the link, so look in your email. You should have a picture of this, so that way you can figure out which pieces and parts go to what. Now I've cheated and taken out of my kit, and I have them all separated, so it'll be a little bit faster for the video. But that's what we're going to do here. We're going to put these little tags together. So before I do that, let me just share with you that I used the Sending Cheers stamp set. I used the little face here. I used a Stampin' Write marker to just color the eyes of the stamp like this, and also to draw the smile. Now I used a Stampin' Write marker. This is Bubble Bath, to make the little cheeks on there. And then his nose, which is in your packet. Let me get my packet. Where did my packet go? Here we go. Let me get my packet out here so we have all the pieces and parts. So we'll need this bag here and this piece of cardstock for this kit, this project. But in your little packet, I'm going to dump all of this out on my desk here. There we go. So to stamp, that's what I was trying to tell you. To stamp these, I use this little to and from the sending cheer. And to do the faces, let's see, the faces should be right here. Oh, here they are. Phew, I thought I lost them. To do the faces, I use the sending cheer. So like I said, I just colored two of the eyes with my Stampin' Right marker of this stamp here to get that. Now on the gingerbread, I stamped the whole thing. I stamped the whole thing just in Memento black ink. And then like I said, with the cheeks, I use the bubble bath marker. Now for her glasses here, for Mrs. Claus's glasses, I Stamping with Aloha used a bird's eye view. So if you've seen that stamp set, it has a little pair of glasses in it. I don't have that stamp set, but I do have Paper Pumpkin from December of 2021. And the little glasses right there, that's what I use to stamp the glasses for Mrs. Claus, who she ends up looking like that. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, for their noses, I used the pastel adhesive back sequins, and then all for the pieces and parts, I use the sending dies or the sending cheer dies that coordinates with that stamp set. So that's what I used to make all of these pieces and parts. So let's go ahead and put it together. I guess I should tell you the top of this, and now I don't have, yes, I do have the punch, but doggone it, I'm never going to remember the name. It's in the mini catalog, Stampin' Up's something through June, July through December catalog. It's this punch here that I used to punch the tops of the tags for you. Okay, so I think that's everything I used. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the little box. So in what I call your bag of gems. Now your bag of gems will have a lot more in it because like I said, I've already divvied some of my stuff up. But in here, there is a Glimmer Red stocking parts and pieces. So we need these three pieces here. And then the stocking like this. Now, I had a piece of red glimmer paper that already had adhesive on the back of it. So that's what I used. So these are stickers, and you can just take these and get the backings off of them. There we go. And set these down right here where they go. The big one is the toe, or the big piece, I guess, of the two little toe pieces or the little stocking pieces. The big one is the toe that goes here. Can't do two things at once. There we go. Little stocking piece goes there. And then the smaller piece is the heel, which is also Santa's mustache. And the toe is the elf ears. You'll see those later. And I cut all those for you too. Okay, so that's the stocking part for the front. In these little pieces of designer series paper, you'll have 5 of them that are 2 inches square, and then you'll have one piece that's a little bit different size that is going to layer on to the real red for the front of our box. That goes on there just like that. And then I'm going to take a couple dimensionals like this on our stocking and set that like just at a little bit of an angle. Nope, I like it better this way. Just like that. Now let's make the box that this goes on. So the box is a piece of thick basic white, and now I've scored it several places for you, but I want you to note this score line that only goes, it doesn't go all the way across, it just goes from score line to score line. That's the front of our box. But let's let's fold on all the score lines except that one that I just showed you, especially because it's in the middle of the box and would be hard just to fold on that line. but we're going to fold on all those score lines. This. And then we're going to go ahead and trim up from the bottom. Now there's no score line up here. There's only the score line down here. We're going to just trim like a normal box. I'm sure you've made boxes before. We're going to just trim from the bottom up to that 1-inch score line. Now here I have my box, right? This is what we'll call the bottom. This is that score line that I said it's going to be the front of your box. This corner here, we're going to just cut away. We don't want that corner at all, any of that cardstock. We're just going to remove that whole corner. So now your box looks like this. And there's that score line. I think you can see it in the video, the score line right there. Now, since this is the front, this is going to lap around the back here. Wrap around, wrap around, there it goes. And so I'm going to just put some glue right here on the tab. And then take that piece like this and wrap it around here, making sure that the top of the box is flush, so it's got a nice smooth surface at the top. Maybe. Now you can somewhat push down here, maybe get that nice and flat. So now our box looks like this. Now normally you would go ahead and put your bottom together. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to take, now here's the front of our box, right? This is the front. So on the side, we're going to go from the back corner down to that score line. We're going to cut at an angle. So like I said, this is the back, this is the front. So we're going to take from that back corner down to that front score line, just at an angle like this. And it looks like that. That's what the side looks like. This is the front, right? So the back corner down to the front. We're going to do the same thing over here. Now on one of them, which happens to be this one, you're going to cut through 2 pieces of thick white cardstock, so it might be quite the challenge, but you can do it. So now it looks like this, and then we're going to just take and trim away those little triangles. Now this is what you call a binder box. And we're going to trim, because they sell binder boxes all over. You can use binder boxes, or you can find boxes anywhere, binder boxes. Now we make our own. So then since that score line is there, now we can just fold this. Although look, this I need to cut a little bit more. I have a little bit of that score line on there that I don't want anymore. There we go. And then just fold this down. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and put it in there and get a nice crisp fold. Now this might stay like that, but I'm going to go ahead and take it out and put a little bit of glue on there. A little bit goes a long way. And tuck that in there and use my bone folder to glue that piece down. But now you have a really nice fold here that looks really good on your little binder box. Okay, let's go ahead and put the rest of it together. So now down here at the bottom, the first thing I'm going to do is check and make sure. Sometimes when you trim them, it doesn't go smooth down here. It doesn't go straight. And you can see here, see how this piece is a little wide? I'm going to trim him down. You could also trim all of these at an angle, but I'm going to just trim what I need to. I'm a little bit lazy. So I'm going to just make sure now those fold down. Nope, I'm going to take a little bit off of this one. There's a little, I can see a little bit of the score line on there. That's making him, well, not go smooth. But now it goes like this. Then when I fold this down, I want to make sure that this leaves a nice bottom and there's no pieces like hanging off the edge. If you've made box for, you know what I mean. If I needed to, I'd cut down the sides a little bit more so that the bottom looked nice. In my case, I think that looks okay. So I'm going to take these 2 flabs. Now remember, this is the front of my box. I'm going to take some liquid glue, and on these tabs right here, just a little bit at the end, did you see where I put the glue right here and a little bit of glue here? And then in the front of the box on the inside of this tab, I'm going to put glue just along the edge here. And remember a little bit. Can you see there? No, not really. Well, yeah, maybe you can, the glue right here. Then I put these 2 tabs in. I'm going to take the back forward like this, and then the forward back, the front back, so it looks like that. I'm going to lay it on my desk so now I know it's nice and flat, and then I'm going to use my bone folder and I'm going to have my box nice and flat, just like that. So, and then it's going to pop up on me. No, it's not. Give it a little bit more time. Hopefully yours didn't do that. Okay, now we have our little box, and then this little stocking piece that we just made will fit perfectly on the front. I'm going to put a little few dimensionals on there. Did I warn you that I told you originally that I was going to do a few videos, 2 or 3, to get all the projects done. I've decided that I'm going to do one really long video and get all 5 projects done in this video. Okay, so there's our little box. It's all ready to go. Let's go ahead and make our little tags. So you have the pieces that look like this. They've already punched for you. I told you you need to stamp something down here at the bottom. These 5 little pieces of cardstock or designer series paper, we're going to put them here. Now this I didn't tell you, this designer series paper is called A Walk in the Forest or something like that. It's the designer series paper in the front, sorry, can't do 2 things at once, of the mini catalog that goes with the donation to make a difference. And I think it's called A Walk in the Forest, something like that. But I absolutely love this designer series paper. But we're going to put one on each of our little tags here real quick. Just like that. And just get these ready for when I'm going to run out of tape. I think I have another one, tape dispenser here. I thought I had more tape than that. Oh well, there we go. Almost done. And I think it was kind of hard to decide which designer series paper side to use. If it's not perfect this way, turn it. See, and it's going to go good this way. There we go. Now this one, I want the stripes up and down. So I'm going to make this one work. Whoop, not that way. I want my stripes this way. And there we go. So now we have our tags. Now quickly, we'll put together our little guys here. I'm going to start with Mrs. Claus. Now, like I said, I've already stamped her eyes and that. Out of my little bag of gems, I'm going to take that little sequin here and just set it here in the center. And really, I think it might be easier to stamp the eyes, set the nose down, and then do the cheeks and the mouth. But since I was trying to get it all stamped before, because you have to do your own stamping, I thought this way would be easier. And look, it turns out just right. Now, my faces and my smiles and stuff, they're not perfect. I am certainly not perfect in my stamping or creating at all, but I will make do the best I can. Okay, there's our 3 little faces. Like I said, we're going to start with Mrs. Claus. So Mrs. Claus, as you saw in the example, needs these pieces right here. So she has a hat. She has 2 tufts of hair, which is what we're going to start with. So I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue and put it kind of at a V at the top of her head like this. I'm going to take my, now it's embossed, so make sure you have the right side up. But I'm going to just take a little bit of hair, depending on where you stamped her eyes, where you need her hair. And a little bit over here, and then put the other piece of hair over here so it looks something like that. Now Mrs. Claus isn't bald anymore. And then take that little hat, a little bit of glue on the back of her hat, and put her hair or her hat right here over her hair. And let that dry for just a second. Now I made sure that I didn't get any glue on the back. I don't want to get anything all over my desktop here. Now for the little bow, it has this because it was a bow for a package, but we're going to cut off that little piece in the center. That's trash. A little bit of glue on the back. Now when you make your tags so they fit in the box, you can't have it really wide here. I'm going to kind of angle this down so it looks about like that, and now it kind of stays within the width of her hair. Hope that makes sense. With her little greenery here, a little bit of glue on the back, set that there. I'm going to put a little dab of glue here for those little, oop, we almost lost her, for those little berries. It goes there. And now in your what I call little bag of gems, you have 9. Let me try to get those separate from all the other ones. You have 9 of the faceted rhinestone gems. I don't know what they're called. They're the clear ones here. And I'm going to just pick that up and set 3 of those right here on the berries. And then just like that, Mrs. Claus is finished. We're going to set her aside and go for the next one. So let's go with the elf, because his stuff's right here ready. So for the elf, we need the green hat, his brim. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put dimensionals on the top of his brim, and I'm going to use mini dimensionals. I'm going to put 3 toward the center because I don't exactly know where he's going to be on there yet. With his bow, I'm going to take and trim that middle piece off again, like that. And then he's got his 2 little ears here. Now I'm going to start, and boy, I stamped his face really low, so I'm going to put his bow just barely on there. I probably should have stamped his face a little higher, but I don't think you can stamp them wrong. I think they're so cute, people aren't going to be like, whoa, Nelly, she stamped his face way too low. They're going to be like, look how adorable that little tag is. Okay, so then with his hat, we're going to place his hat right here on his head. Just a little bit of liquid glue on the back, and go ahead and put his hat there. Whoops, not on the side of his head, on the top of his head. There we go. And then I'll put the little brim on there. And now this is where I can decide, because since I stamped his face so low, I can put the brim and then you'll never even know. And I like it for some reason the skinny side to be this way. I don't know why, but now look how cute he is, just like that. Now we need to just put his little ears on there. And really, this is the stocking, the heel of the toe, excuse me, no, yeah, the toe of the stocking. Just cut it in a little bit of petal pink, and then look how cute his little ears are. Let's do this one too. Put his little ear on the other side. And just like that, you have an adorable little elf. Okay, let's set him aside. And now let's put together the quick, easy stocking. So the stocking, you have the red stocking, the top of the stocking. So I'm going to just put, I'm going to use dimensionals. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the top of my stocking. Just to give it some extra cuteness, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I'm going to set that right here on the top. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of glue here again on the toe and a little bit on the heel. The big piece goes on the toe, just like the ear of the elf. I have no nails anymore. I lost all my nails. I need to get them back. You know, I'm a softball coach. Excuse me. And softball season, I haven't grown them back yet since softball season's over. Here in Colorado, we do softball in the fall. Okay, sorry, a squirrel, a little bit of Tombow or liquid glue on the back of my greenery here, and then a little bit of Tombow here, and I'll add those berries. And then once again, I'm going to make a little bit more room for my string to come through that hole. But then once again, those 3 little iridescent rhinestones, I'm going to put them on the berries. And then you have a little stocking that looks like that. Okay, last one. Well, no, that's not true because we got the gingerbread man too. This is Santa. And then so we have Santa. Oh, here he is. I was like, where'd Santa go? So these little tufts, there's three of them. One is going to be his hat, the tuft for his hat, and then the other two are going to be his sideburns. So when I put his sideburns on, I'm going to be mindful that I want his sideburns across from his eyes. And then, of course, this is the tuft for his hat. And then this is his beard, which is really going to cover up most of the face. So if there's a face that you like the least, you should use it for Santa because you're not going to see hardly any of it. So let's go ahead and glue down these little tufts. And I'm going to kind of see how this tuft is, or this is like longer than the rest. I'm going to kind of use those and put those along the side so it even covers up more room over here. Do the same thing over here. I hope that made sense. If that made sense, oh brother. Because then we're going to put this one over here, but try to cover up most of the face that I can, so that way when I put his beard, it's all covered. Looks like the side of his beard. Is that not adorable? This is the cutest thing. Like I said, when I saw that Stamp with Aloha did this, I had to do it too. It was a lot of work, I'll be honest with you, to cut all those little bits and pieces out, but so worth it when it's said and done. Now look how cute Santa and his little sideburns and his beard. Now you can see one of my little cheeks. I'm okay with that. Santa has rosy cheeks. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, then we're going to take his hat, and I'm going to put his hat just a little bit, making sure I leave room for that tuft of white to be up at the top of the hat. So a little bit of glue here. Set that right there. He almost looks like a little dwarf from Snow White. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on the tuft of his little hat. I keep calling it tuft. I don't know what it is. What do you call this part of his hat? The brim? It's too cute and fluffy to be called a brim. I'm going to keep calling it the tuft. It tends to work for me, so we might as well stick with that. And then I'm going to take this piece here. Again, and I like to put this skinny part here for some reason over to the left and set that down just like that. Now I'm going to take another mini dimensional and I'm going to set it here as far as I can over to the point. And then we're going to put that little tuft right here. And look how cute that is. And then I'm actually going to take a dimensional, a small, this is a mini dimensionals, and I'm going to cut it in half. Try. There we go. And I'm going to stick this next to his nose like that. And one over here. And then using those little heels of the stocking, get those dimensional backs off. There we go. I'm going to put those little mustache right here. Look how cute that is. It's adorable. Look at Santa Claus. He is so cute. Okay. Here we go. I think he's adorable. Okay, last one. And where is he now? He was in those little bits and pieces. This is just some silver foil, and I have a gingerbread that you see I stamped that whole smiley face on. Now, in our little bag of gems, you have 3 little hearts here, very small, and I thought it would be easier, so I made them into adhesive back. We'll see if we can get the adhesive back off there. Look how much easier that is going to be. We're going to take one of those little hearts, and we're going to put it right here where his heart would be. Just like whoop, 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 move it around, and then smush it down. There we go. And then our last 3 gems are going to go 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now we have his little buttons down the front, and then he's all done just like that. Now we're going to take all these pieces of twine, and I probably won't do all of them because I don't want you to have to sit through here and watch me. Now you have extra hearts just in case. The die set cut out 3. I didn't want to take the chance that you would lose one, considering they're so small, or I would lose it in the mail or whatever. So there's extra ones there, just so you know. Now I like him on there. I like Mrs. Claus or Mr. Claus on the green. So I'm gonna, oop, and I like Mr. Claus on the snow. Yep. And then I like it like this. So that's what mine are gonna look like, just like that. And then, oh, I guess quickly, let me hurry. And so when you're putting your thread, now this is old, it's been retired a long time, you can't get this anymore, but this is thick baker's twine. I'm going to take the folded part, I fold it in half, and I'm going to go front to back. Now if you like to thread yours with the tails through first and not the fold, then you would go back to front. But I'm going to go through the gingerbread man, I'm going to go through this. This is like a baking sheet. We're cooking him up. And then I'm going to go through, let me get my scissors so you can see, right here in the tag. Did you see that? It's probably in the way. Right here through the tag. Put that through there. Bring this up through the back like this. And then these little things are going to go through there. Whoop, we missed one. So now it looks like that. Then pull these tight. Not too tight. You don't want to tear your paper. There we go. And then you have your little tags just like that. So let me hurry and do the rest of them. It won't take long. Go. Get that fold through the front, through the tag. Bring it from the back to the front. Well, I'll hurry and tell you. You'll have to let me know. Please let me know that you received your packet, that you've received the instructions how to put your packet together, that if there's anything, suggestions as to what you would change. I know you have to watch my videos, which I do everything the wrong way and don't do anything right in my videos, but at least I can show you how to put them together, what to do and what not to do. But I aim to please. My whole goal is to make you have a nice crafting experience that's fun for you. And if there's a way that I can make it better, I would love to hear that. So let me put this together. And this one, we're almost done. At least it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to be. And we're almost done with this project. And this is the most tedious project. The rest of them will go together, I promise, a lot faster. Okay, there we go. And then we have, is that 5? Nope, here's the last one. It's like I'm got an extra twine here. Something's not right. We'll fold this, put that through that little elf. These are so cute. So aloha, stamp with aloha. I doubt you'll ever see my video, but if you do, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing. They are so cute. Ooh, and I should tell you too, while I finish up my elf here, that this die bundle, so and I don't know where I put it now, but the sending cheer dies and stamp set on the retire list. So starting November 21st, they are 40% off. So if you decide to buy them, make sure you order the stamp set and the dies separate, so you get 40% off each one, rather than ordering them as a bundle and then you only save 10. So I was really bummed to see that they're retiring. They won't be around now. They're while supplies last. But I was happy to see that you can get them for 40% off. So now we put all of our little tags in a box, and we got to bring back in, where did I put it? There it is, that bag that I sent you all the pieces and parts in. And I'm going to make sure that the front, well, it doesn't matter because we're going to cut it off. So I'm going to stick my little bag. I've got my strings either tucked inside the box or tucked behind the box. And I'm going to just slide it here into my bag. Maybe I am. I'm determined, so I am. There we go. Now, don't forget, if you need to trim your strings, be sure and do that first. I like mine nice and long, so I'm going to leave them just like that. And then I'm going to slide my box all the way to the bottom of the bag. And then I'm going to kind of pinch my bag and decide how long I want it. And then I'm going to trim the top of that bag off. I'm going to just go like this and cut that bag off. Then I'm going to kind of make sure that I got it straight. It looks pretty good to me. I don't know. Let's see how much I took off. Including the tab, I took off about 4 inches. So that's the part of the bag. Now that's trash. We don't need that. Although you could save that for a slider card, and that's a whole nother video. And really, I think, nope, I think I'm going to be happy. So then I'm going to take my bag here, making sure my box is all the way at the bottom. And I'm going to kind of pinch my bag together and bring in that ribbon. And I tried to make the ribbon nice and long so that when you tie your bow, you'll have lots. I think when you have a gift like this, you want to leave long tails on your bow. That's just my opinion. If you want short tails, then by all means you do it the way you like it. It's your project. And you take your time. I'm doing a quick bow just so you don't have to watch me do all this, and my tails are way off. But I will untie that and make it better. But we have, there you go, a little bow. Then after you've got the bow tied, then kind of fix this up here. If it's too long up here and you want it shorter, now you could trim it again and make it even shorter. I think mine's a little bit longer. I wish I would have taken 5 inches, maybe another inch off, and I still might do that. But we're not done. The last thing we want to do is we're going to turn our box to the bottom here. You could either put a glue dot here on this. I'm going to just take some CO Plus, which is really strong adhesive. It's got a cap on it. And I'm going to just get it in the center here, like that, with a nice point. Can you see the point of my bag? I'm going to just put some adhesive on there and then fold that over like that. Let's do the same thing to the other side. And then fold that over, and now you have a nice flat bottom to your bag. And look how cute. There you go. Like I said, this is the most tedious project. I promise the rest of them won't take quite so long. So let's go to the next one. Again, too, if I forget to mention something or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Okay, next we're going to do the simple card. We're going to do this card right here. Let me clean up a little bit more and get some of my extra tags and boxes and stuff out of there. Okay, so we're going to do this card here. So in your kit, it looks like this. So we have our card base. You have your envelope. We'll set that aside. I'm not going to stamp on my envelope. I don't know if you like to stamp on yours or not. That's totally up to you. I have the inside of our card, which is red. I have a piece of red that is going to be the front of our card. I have the little tag here, and then I have the tree pieces and a piece of glimmer paper. So let's first take our card base here, Granny Apple Green, fold it in half. I've scored it for you down the center at 4 1/4. Now, I explained in the video that you'll need to do something to the background. This one, I took the little stamp set. I used the Merriest Trees, and I took this right here, and I stamped red ink on red cardstock. Now, this is a total case from the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and I think the more unperfected, the more flaws you have in your stamping on this part, the better it looks. But we're going to take that piece, and you could emboss this with dry embossing. There's lots of things you could do, but to me it needed something instead of that just basic red. It needed to have some kind of print or something on the back. So then we're going to layer that down. Now this red piece is just a little bit smaller than the normal layer on there. So just be aware of that when you go to put it down so you get it centered nicely. On the inside, I stamped the Merry Christmas. That's this from the Berry Cute stamp set, just in some black. And then from that Merriest Trees, it has that cute little bow that I went ahead and stamped in red. That's the inside of our card. Let me put my glue away so it doesn't get clogged when I go to do the next project. Okay, now I'm going to put that just here on the inside of our card. Look how cute that is. Now it's time to put our tree together. So there are 5 pieces of the tree here. And we're going to just layer them up. So I'm going to take, this is the bottom because it's all 5. This is 4 points, parts. Oh, and I opened my glue again because I just closed it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. Remember, a little bit goes a long way. And I'm going to layer that right over that first piece. I think you get what the idea here. Then I'm going to take this with the 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to layer that over the last one. Whoop, it goes up here. Almost layered it too low. That would not be good. You can kind of pinch the point of the tree, and that helps them line up like perfect. Looky there. And then we have the 2 points. We're going to lay him right here on the 2 point. Squeeze that tip of the tree like I said, and look how cute. And now the fact that it's layered like this, it's a nice thick, kind of looks like chipboard in a way, of that thick tree to go on our card. And just that simple, look how cute. But yet it still has all the layers and dimension. It's a really cute. The die set looks like this. Has, I think they said 24, yep, 24 dies in that stamp set. I think it's wonderful. This one is carrying over. I was excited about that too. Now for our tree, this little piece of gold is adhesive back. So I've die cut, and you have to look closely and carefully take out these little pieces here. They fit more or less side to side here on your card. Like I said, they have adhesive back. They're just little stickers. We can just carefully remove them here. Uh-oh. Carefully remove them here. Drum roll, please. There it goes. I had a little glitch in the system there. And we're going to just lay this one. Now, if you don't like them straight across, you can do them up and down. You can use them a little corner to corner. So many things you can do. But I think this die, it looks like this in the die set, which I couldn't figure out what it was at first, but I think it's brilliant. It makes life so much easier when you're trying to decorate your little trees here. Oop, this one's a little bit too long. There we go, set them right there. And then the last one goes up here at the top, and he looks like that. Cute, right? Okay, so we still have a tree basket, is what Leanne called it. I always thought it was a trunk, and then or a stand, and we have a star in there. But let's go ahead and figure out. Now I'm going to set my tree here, making sure that I have room up here for my star and room down here for my basket. But I am going to put some dimensionals on the back of my tree here, like this. And then I'm going to take another mini dimensional, and I'm going to set it right here. So that way, when I put my star on, it's going to stick to the dimensional and not my card. Since everything else is popped up, my star needs to be popped up. And even though it has adhesive on there, I don't want it to stick to my card. I want it to stick to the dimensional, so it's the same level as my tree. I'm going to just set that like that. Peel that star off of here. Oh, the back came off too. There we go. And then just set my star right there on my tree. So cute. Okay, and then my little basket or tree stand, I'm going to take it here and just tuck it under here. Now, I'm not going to look at the tree base. I'm going to look more at where it's at on the card and that it's straight, because we're going to put our greeting at the base of the tree, and I can cover up if I have any flaws or area that I don't like. I can cover up with my greeting, so it looks like that. So this little piece here, just a piece of basic white, I took and stamped those words from the stamp set right here. It says, hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. I think that's a great saying. I'm going to take, and this is the bottom down here, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals toward the bottom of my greeting. Wait, which was the bottom? This is the bottom here. because this part is going to be on the tree, and then that way you can see that little basket at the bottom, because you want to see all the pretty gold glimmer. Look how pretty that card is, just like that. But now if you go into our little bag of gems, you'll see that you have several. Let me make sure that I don't lose my other bling. You have several little red rhinestones to put on there. So I'm going to just take those out, and I'm going to just stick them wherever my little heart desires. Maybe one there. Let's see if I can, and then maybe one here. There we go. Look how cute this card is. I think this card is absolutely adorable. I am a huge fan of the Marius Trees bundle. But I am also a Stampin' Up! Junkie. Let me tell you, I love all things Stampin' Up! Now, to be honest with you, I can't remember how many gems are here. I've always heard that you need to put an odd number of gems, but I think there's so many on here that it doesn't matter, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just go until I think, oh, it doesn't need any more. But is that ever possible? Oh, I guess I want him right there. And then I'm going to put one more right here in this middle piece, maybe there. Yes, look how cute. So there we go. So that's the first card. Cute, right? And it looks like that on the inside. Alrighty, let's go to the next project. So the next project in our packet here is a Night of Navy packet. It looks like this with some silver. I'll tell you what I did really quick with my packet. I took that little tag that looks like this. Now yours looks like this. It doesn't have anything on it. I took the stamp set that coordinates with this die set. It's the Stars at Night. It comes with the hybrid folder that also has the dies that go with it. Now I used the hybrid folder on this blue layer here. And why is this one not done? Okay, so in my packet, it's not embossed. Let me make sure that I hope your packet is embossed. If not, you let me know and I will send you one. But real quick, give me a second. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. Oh, board, I hope I didn't. I hope I cut everybody else's and just missed mine. I'm worried now that I forgot to run all those pieces. Like I said, if I didn't run yours through the machine, you let me know and I'll send you a new one, lickety split. But now it looks like that with that pretty embossing on there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take all these little stars and pieces. Where did they all go? Oh, they're still stuck. I thought, oh my goodness, I forgot to emboss. I lost all the stars. We're still okay. I am seriously worried that I forgot to emboss your piece, and you need to let me know as soon as possible if I did not, so I can mail you a new one. But we're going to take this piece here, because this piece is just going to layer over this piece, but we need to attach those stars on there first so we can trim them down to the right size. And you need to decide how many stars you want on the front of your project. So I'm going to take and lay this one here, right there on the front. Do you see the red on my finger? Can you tell I had stamp class today and my hands are covered in ink? But that's how a happy stamper looks, covered in ink. Okay, a little bit on this. And I think that with as much as we got going on this card, I wanted my stars flat. So I just used some liquid glue. And if they kind of peel up, I kind of use the foil to bend them down so they stay where I want them. And I'm going to put this one, am I going to put this one here, and this one here? I think I am. I'm only going to put 4 on the front. We'll see how I like it after that. Maybe I'll change my mind. but I think this one's too high off, and I want to put this one on there. Okay, so now it looks like that. So like I said, for my greeting, I took Versamark ink and silver embossing powder, and I just embossed that Merry Christmas from the stamp set right here. Really pretty font on there. And then for the edge, I just dipped it in the embossing powder, and then I did embossing powder all around the edge to get it so it looks like that. I thought about doing a layer of silver, but it just took away from the pretty. I didn't want to cover so much of the pretty front of the card that I decided that was the best way to get the edge. And I think I'm going to put one more star up here. I think it needs 5. It has to have that odd number. So I'm going to just put a star right here. And now I'm happy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, look like that. So I have these 2 stars left over that I could either put on the inside or I don't know. And then on this, oh, and I only have 1 star sticking off the edge. I'm going to just trim him down. And then the front of my card looks like that. Now I'm going to just put some tape on the back of this. And then lay this over that silver piece here that has all the stars cut out of it. And put it down just like that. And then my card base, I'm going to fold that in half on that score line. And then on dimensionals, I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Now this card I got as a swap from Cindy Graffy, and she did it in gold and blue, and I thought that was just beautiful. But I had a lot of silver foil that I thought the silver would work too, so I did mine, as you can see. Oops, in silver. I almost put that on my card upside down. So it looks like that. And this, I'm going to just take some dimensionals on the back of that. And set that right here. I think it looks good right there. Okay, so the inside, I took another stamp from that stamp set, this one right here, that also has a coordinating die in case you wanted to cut that and put that on the front. And then I took another stamp, the little twilight sprinkles, stars, and I embossed those in silver. Can you see that? And that's how I did the inside of my card. However, if you have 2 little stars here left over, I can't waste those. I'm going to go ahead and put those on the inside of my card too. At least I'm going to try. Let's see if I could put this one right here. Yep, that's going to look pretty. I'm going to put that one on there too. And then this one I'll just save for another project. I don't have room for him anywhere. So now I am so worried that I forgot to emboss your piece of cardstock that you need to let me know as soon as possible if I need to send you another blue embossed piece. Because how did mine miss? Oh, well, anyway, let it go. You let me know, and I will totally make it right. Excuse me. I don't know where this cough came from all of a sudden. Maybe it's because I'm talking a lot. Let me take a sip here. 2 more projects. We're almost done. Okay, let me make sure I've gotten all my pieces and parts. Let's go into our packet. This time, we're going to pull out this card packet. This is the Pretty Peacock. Looks like this. This is a fun, cute truck card. Now, this piece here, you had to stamp something that you have at home. I did the little truck here. So I stamped the truck in just black Memento ink. I stamped the inside of the truck, or the color of the truck, in some balmy blue. I stamped that little Farm Fresh in Memento black. I stamped the little road I stamped off and then stamped it in Memento Black too. And the little tree in the back, I used Old Olive. So I think I told you all the other colors. I hope I did. If not, on my blog, becreativewithkathy.com, I'll have a list. That's my plan, is to get a list of everything that I used. I haven't got quite, it's not done yet, but I'll put this video and that. I let my glue dry on me. I can't. Okay, here we. Let me try this again. Where was I at? I'm gonna put everything on my blog. So I'll have this video, a supply list. I don't know if I'll have the measurements or not. I'll work on that. If you want the measurements, let me know, and I'll get those on there too. But there we go. So we're gonna just layer this circle on top of that circle. I showed in my supply video all the different things that could fit in this. This is just a 2 3/8 inch circle that I punched out for you. Okay, so this tag here, now this is I think it's 3/4 of an inch. I could be wrong, but I just used this. I don't know what this punch is called either, and did both ends to turn it into a cute little tag like that. So that's all ready. And I used the stamp set, the little sending you festive wishes or festive Christmas. Sorry, that's what I stamped on that one. This is a cute stamp set that has the coordinating punch that is not handy right here. I thought it was right here and now it's not. Nope. Anyway, it has a punch that punches out that truck and is really cute. Okay, these pieces here, let's go ahead and put them together. Whoop, there's our envelope again. So I'm going to fold on that score line. Now the score line that is in about the center, I'm going to just fold on that, making sure that the sides of my card are straight so we have a nice crisp fold like that. This piece here, I'm going to fold. Where's the bump? I always like to fold on the bump first. So I'm going to put the bump to the inside of the card like this. And then on this card, I'm going to fold it out too. We want this piece to be very, very loose so that it lays flat. Okay, so now that we have all of our score lines there folded, we're going to take the Designer Series paper. This one fits right here in the front. And I can't remember. I saw someone make this design of card, but I think it's going around Pinterest right now, and I don't even know who to give credit. Now, I took her basic layout and did my own design, but Susan Camp, I don't remember who it was. I apologize. So if this is your card and you give a shout out to the bottom, I'd love to give you kudos. I think this is a really cute card. The way it's folded, the fancy fold. That little piece fits there. I didn't stamp anything on the inside of my card just because it's pretty small and doesn't have a lot of extra room. But this piece fits right, layered nicely inside those score lines like that. Right? Okay, so now we want to attach our circle to our card, but it's not going to be attached to this piece. It's only going to be attached to this layer here. So I want it to look about like this. I'm going to pay attention to how far it is away here, and I'm going to kind of hold it like this. And then when I fold it over, I'm going to keep my fingers here and know that it only has glue on this side. Did you see what I'm saying? Because I'm holding it here, right? I'm going to see that it's about to that, it's almost to the white or to the blue stripe here. But when I take it this way, so that way I know to only put liquid glue on this side, because I don't want to glue my card shut. But boy, I want to make sure it holds good because there's going to be a lot of pull on this little piece here. So then when I set it down there and line it up with that blue stripe, try to make it see if it's straight. Yep, so now when I open my card, there's no glue on the back to hold it shut, but that little piece that opens like that. Is that not adorable? Look how cute that is. I love this card. And then on this tag here, I'm going to just put a couple dimensionals. And lay that up here. And then the end of our little bag of gems are the three Pretty Peacock sequins. sequins. That didn't make any sense. And I'm going to just lay these down here and splatter them on my card. And this one I think I want up here on the greeting, so it looks something like that. And look how cute that card is. Okay, bear with me. We only have one more project. We're almost done. So my project that I showed you when in the supply video, or the first video, looks like this, right? A cute little ornament. Now I sent you the circles and everything like this. Your kit looks like, let me grab it here real quick, like this. And it'd be interesting. I would love to hear or see what you put on your little white circles for your ornaments. Now this one you can see I used the stamp set So Very Merry. It also coordinates with that 2 and 3/8 inch circle punch. That's how I punched out all your circles. Let me make sure I used the Simply Elegant trim for the trim on the ornament, and then I used, I can't do two things at once, the iridescent ribbon is the ribbon that oh, I missed one thing. When I stamped my truck, I told you about the black and the balmy blue. I want to let you know that I used the Pebble Path marker to color the tires. Sorry, squirrel. Okay, let's go on. I just didn't want to miss that part and you'd be like, what did she use? Okay, so for my circles, what I did was I stamped a little Merry Christmas here, and that is from the Celebrate with Tags stamp set. And then on the other one, I stamped a little bit, or some of those, sorry, I was trying to look for the stamp set. Some of those little, here we go, little snowflakes from the Berry Cute stamp set. And then I punched a little bear from the Designer Series paper that coordinates with the punch. So that's what my ornament's going to look like. I'm going to take some dimensionals, and you know, I'm going to put the bear on last. That way I'll know I have it on straight. So let's go ahead and put our ornament together. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue dots here and my ring, and now you have a little space here in your ring where it comes together, and I'm going to put my glue dot on the bottom of the ring. Can you see where I'm putting my glue dot? On the bottom of that ring where it comes together. And if you just twist your ring like this, it takes that glue dot right off. It also makes your glue dot kind of into like a little circle blob. And we want that, I don't know if you can see it, but we want it in a little blob right there. Now I'm going to take my trim, I'm going to find the center and fold it in half like this. And then at that center, I'm going to lay it on that glue dot like this. And then smush my thumb to make sure that that trim is stuck in the glue dot, and then it went on either side. Can you see that? It's on either side of the ring. And then I'm going to use my fingers here, and I'm going to kind of get that trim, or I'm sorry, the glue dot around that trim where I want it, and I'm going to keep touching it and get most and all of that sticky that I can off of that glue dot so it sticks to the trim, but yet it's not a sticky, icky mess anymore. Okay, so now our trim is totally stuck to our ring, and now we're going to lay it down. We're going to take a pick tool or something, and we're going to get another glue dot. And I'm going to kind of mess him up and kind of make him into a glob again, like that. And then I'm going to put that at what I think is the top of my ring. Now, from what I heard in class today, this is the hardest part, is to find where exactly is the top or the center of our ring. So I'm a guessing it's like that. And I wished I had, shoot, I don't have a piece of grid paper here. I would lay my ring on the grid paper to see if I could get it where I want it. But I always just eyeball it. I think that looks good. Now my trim is on the outside of my ring and it's stuck to my glue dot. I'm going to tie just a simple knot right here. not too tight in case I need to move it, but I'm going to tie that knot. And then when I lay it there, I'm going to just take my circle and lay it here. And if it looks pretty good, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to tie it tight, and I'm going to make sure that that knot goes into that glue dot and they become one, I guess you would say. Kind of move them around and squish them together. And now it's nice and tight, and my glue dot is holding that twine. Now you can hold it up like this. To me, this way, you can see when you look at it through this way if it's straight or not. And mine looks pretty good, so that's what I'm going with. Okay, so now on this circle, right, now mine doesn't matter, but you would make sure you have it top and bottom this way. Lay it onto your surface or whatever. Put 3, and this is just my suggestion, 3 dimensionals down the center. And take those backs off. And I'm going to lightly lay my ring over my dimensionals. Oh, wait, we need to do a double knot up here. I almost forgot. Now that we have it where we know we want it and it's stuck in that glue dot, I'm going to double knot it and make sure now that that glue dot is totally buried, embraced, connected to that double knot. Phew, almost forgot. Not that it didn't matter, we could have done it later. It's not going anywhere. That glue dot is doing its job. But now I'm going to lay my ring over my circle, not worried about where my glue dots or anything, but making sure that the circle is centered in my ring. So it looks like that. And see how my ring and my circle look good like that. Okay. Now, the one thing we need to do, see how my ornament, when I hold it up, and you can see, especially in the video, it doesn't curve like this. We want our ornament to lay flat. We want, so when you look at your ornament, you see the ring and the thing, you don't want it sideways. So in order to do that, we have to have it crisscross right here in the center. So I'm going to take one of them, it doesn't matter which one, and I'm going to lay it over here on my glue dot, or on my dimensional, and I'm going to pick this string up and I'm going to lay it over here. So now I have one on one side and one on the other side. Yeah. And then this side needs to crisscross and come over to here. So using my take a pick tool, I'm going to just take that twine, lift it off that dimensional, and pull it over here. So see now how I have it crossed like that? You cross it like that, and now it almost lays flat. Now, to me, it's not laying flat because my cross is not in the center. It's a little high, the crisscross here. So I'm going to just move it down a little bit and see if that doesn't change everything. Now when you lay it, look, now it's like almost, it's getting there. We just need to kind of fiddle with it a little more, make this crisscross a little bit more here in the center. But when you cross there, that's going to be a good one. But you cross it, now it's going to lay flat. And the more you play with it, the better it's going to be. See how my crisscross is way up here? I think it needs to be here, down here toward the center. Oh, yep, and that made the difference. Now it lays flat. Okay, so the crossing of the strings in the inside of your ornament makes it so it looks better on the outside. Go figure. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I am barely a crafter. That's what I was taught, and that's what seems to work. So now I'm going to take 4 more dimensionals. I'm going to put them on the sides, probably because these dimensionals, they might work to keep your ornament together, but now that I've touched them so much, I'm not going to take the chance. And you might even have to, if you've played with it so much, you might have to take a glue dot to hold your thread so it doesn't move anymore. My dimensionals are still pretty sticky and my thread is stuck in there good, so I'm going to let it go. Then I'm going to take this little piece here and the second circle, and I'm going to lay it right over the top and then press it down. And there you go. There's your ornament, just like that. And when you pick it up, it doesn't swing back and forth. It stays the same way it should. At the very top of these 2 pieces here, let me pull them up tight together here. I'm going to just tie a simple knot. And then that is going to be our hanger for our ornament. like that. Let me trim this down. This is a little bit long. I'm going to trim it down just a tad, just like that. Now all we need, oops, first I need to put my bear on there. So now that I'm all set and I know how it's going to go, I'm going to put my little bear on the front of my little ornament, like that. And I might embellish my ornament. I tried to make it quick and simple so my video didn't go too long. But now we need to just take this ribbon. Now you can do several things. You could tie this in a bow and you could put a glue dot right here. I'm going to just take a simple knot. And I wonder, is this the front of my ornament, or I think this is the front of my ornament. So I'm going to turn my knot around so that the better part, oh boy, that's a tough one. Is that the better? I don't know. I'm going to have to fill a little bit with my glue or my knot here and make it. That's what you'll have to do, is just play with it until you're happy and you have the knot just the way you want it. And then of course you would trim that down to the size that you want. But there's your ornament right there. Isn't that not adorable? Look how cute those are and how pretty that will be hanging on your Christmas tree. Alrighty, that's everything. We have all of our projects here. Let me bring them out. Like I said, please let me know if there's anything that you have questions about. I'll have a list of everything on my blog that I used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of them. I don't know where my other piece, my samples went. But there you go. There's all of our projects. Thank you again for being part of the Christmas 2023 paper craft kit. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.